Good evening. It's Tamara Hunter, and today is day number 307 of 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. And we have our service hero of the day, Michele Malo. Now,
Yes.
I'm going to say it's really Michele, and let me brag about her a bit. She's actually a very, very dear friend of mine, someone that I met a while ago, and guess where she lives? Chicago. Wink, wink. And so it's not by accident, and it's just so exciting that we were able to have Michele join me today as today's service hero, because I've been wanting to have her on, because she definitely is. You know, she has a message out there that is helping so many to understand that they can accelerate their lives, and it can be their personal lives, their business lives, and or even an area that maybe they're not even quite sure what they need to do to change. However, they need that change. And Michele's your lady. She's amazing, and she's helped so many people do that. And I cannot wait to start bragging about you, but this is only just a little taste. So welcome, Michele.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
And okay, so let me just say also, look at this hair that she's got. She's got the red hair thing going on and the red lips. And you talk about a woman that has fire and energy and just exudes. I mean, she comes into a room and you're like, who's that? I mean, I'll never forget, because we were in LA when I first met you, and you were over at that power table. We had you, and we have our big friend, you know, Rob, and I'm over at the other table, you know, like I'm over there, and you're over here, and I'm like, okay, that's the table with all the energy that's happening right now. And it was just so, like, I meander over there. It's like, okay, I'm joining you guys.
We loved it. I'm so glad you did.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and so we've just been great friends since. And you know, let's talk a little bit about you and what you're doing, and then I'm actually going to I am actually going to ask a little bit of questions in regards to Chicago, because I'm coming for my very first trip this next week, and you are actually joining me on the 30th. I'm so excited.
I will be there
for the next Impactor. Thank you for coming, and it's going to be a grand time. And I will say that the last time we were on a red carpet together, that was fun. That was at the after party for the Academy Awards, and I was actually interviewing, and I got to interview you.
You did. You were so cute. I was so honored that, because I mean, you know, when you got the Wesley Snipes of the world and real big movers and shakers in industry, to even just be considered part of that group, and to interview me, I appreciate you for that. Thank you.
Oh, it was so much fun. In fact, I kind of, at the very moment in time that it happened, we started getting kind of kicked off the red carpet, because they were trying to get the event going. I'm like, oh, no, I see someone that I'm not gonna not interview. And so I actually went, I snuck over and I went live again, remember?
Yes,
and it was like, yeah. And so it's like, come here. So
with us, the I Am Enough movement. You always got to give a shout out to Miss Megan, because the group that we hang around with, you know, and the folks in Chicago, which we're going to talk a little bit about, especially the Fusion Project and my namesake and another Michele, is something that you create. Because the other red carpet was also the Wishman.
Yes.
You know, and again, when you're able to go to the Wishman movie, which is the story of Frank Shankowitz, right? And who helped co-found the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And you look around at all these people that are involved, because not only are our peeps are doing great things in business and speaking and those sort of things, but they're doing so many things to help the world, you know, and help certain people, and just, it's like service through collaboration. Business follows, you know, but I just love this group of people because it really does start with service, and it's super fun.
You know, and you're right, and thank you for mentioning that. And in fact, we have some people that are coming on board, and I'm just checking. I don't want to be rude, guys, but I want to make sure. Okay, perfect. Okay, that I am scheduled for Christopher Kaysen's show afterwards, yet we had some scheduling issues, and so we wanted to make sure to give Michele appropriate amount of time, and then I'm going to go over to Christopher's show, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So follow us over there when we go live. And I want to just recognize the people that are here with us, because it looks a little bit like Amy. Well, Amy Morrison has been helping with the awareness for the Fusion Project, and Kimberly West, you know, Kimberly has donated product for the raffle we're going to be talking about. Thank you, Kimberly. And we have Hermilo here. He's been a true supporter of Team Tamara and Chemo Buddies for Life the whole period of time that this has been going on. And it's been going on for a while, right?
Yes. It's all good.
Yes. And we've got Helene, who is one of our Chemo Buddies for Life, one of mine. So thank you for being here, Helene. And yes, Amy Morrison. Amy, I've got some ideas. I was on a phone call just recently and got some more ideas in regards to getting you to Chicago. And if anybody has any Sky Miles they want to share, we really want to get Amy Morrison to Chicago, because she's been really helping to bring awareness and funds to the Fusion Project. So if anybody wants to help, you can contribute that way. And we have Coach Chuck.
Hey, Coach Chuck
is one of my teammates from Team Todd, and is also supporting the Fusion Project. Thank you for that support, and helping with Team Tamara to bring awareness to the Fusion Project. So you were saying about what you're doing, and I really want to cover that and then go into the Fusion Project. Okay, so yes, here we are at the Wishman, which was so much fun, and I really want to kind of talk about that. You brought it up about being serving and being servant leaders, and how the other really comes together. And that's a lot of what your mission is all about. And in fact, you are out there speaking, you are involved with some top-notch individuals. You have been sponsoring events even, and it all has to do with being serving, having purpose, serving, and doing it in a lead by example role. And that's what, when I think of you, Michele, that's exactly what I think of, because you actually have an incredible story, and you have a fun way of being able to share it. I'll never forget when we did that 5x5 off, and here I'm wearing black. You remember that? I'm wearing black. It was my very first time, guys. It was my very first time to ever even use a microphone. Can you believe that? And you guys were so generous with me, and yet you get up and, oh my gosh, you just slammed dunk it, because you were able to tell your story. You were able to be able to get people engaged, and then by fun, you're crying and laughing and everything, and then it's like, okay, servant leader, this is a message. I want to recognize that we have one of the co-founders of the Next Impactor, Jeff, who also oversees the co-op. And you know what? They're in Chicago, or the Chicagoland. I'm learning all the vernaculars. Are you so proud of me?
You're spot on.
And so we're going to talk about how you are really effectively going out there. And I've been following, you have been writing a book.
Yes.
And in your true Michele style, you have a title that it's like, I just start busting up. I'm like, okay, so what's the name of it? Can you tell us?
I can. It is called How to Lose 185 Pounds in One Day. And we won't give you the punchline to that, but the idea is
wink.
that we have so many things weighing us down, right, on a day-to-day basis. And, thank you, Oprah, for the my mess is my message kind of mantra. But the idea is that, how do we do small things to get rid of those different things that we might not even know what they are? Because that's, people, I always ask my clients, or I ask folks speaking when I come off stage or whatnot, what do people come to you for? What is your superpower? And, I know it's a little cliche with all the Wonder Woman stuff and whatnot, but honestly, what is the one thing that if your friends were in trouble, your family was in trouble, what do they come to you to ask? What do you have that innate empathy and knowledge that you can do? And for myself, I can always sit and listen to someone purely and figure out not what the symptoms are, but really get to the root of what's happening and try to give them guidance and let them self-discover what it is that they're what it is that they can do to put them on a path to, again, kind of release themselves, whether that's relationships. Exactly, Patrick. And a lot of times those relationships are with ourselves, and figuring out, because, they call me your business accelerator. And like I said, you accelerate things in business, but you can also accelerate things in life, because when both of those are working in tandem, everything is beautiful. So it's a little tongue in cheek. I use that in my speaking too. About
tongue in cheek.
I know. Again, if you can't laugh at or look at the bright side of the stuff you're going through, and because I'll be the first one to say, especially because I had this, tore my shoulder and 6 weeks.
Right.
It's a little brutal. It's like it made me stop. And sometimes I wasn't so happy because I'm not used to stopping. But right, when you have the right people around you, though, that you can call and get you out of that. Oh my gosh, here's my cubbies. Like that, like this gal right here, Cindy's one of my good friends. It's amazing.
And if anybody has that can do it kind of attitude, it is you, because you got it. It's like, okay, let's do this. Let's take it on. I got to do this. I got to do the self-care. I got to go ahead and bite the bullet and do it. And it's going to slow me down. But what did you do? And I've been watching this, and I was so proud of you for sharing that you went and you would find those places, right? And you put your time into something that would be beneficial for you in the long run and for others. So do you want to kind of talk about that?
Well, yeah, because I think I'm a true believer in energy in the universe. Okay. Because one of the things you can see about that picture is, I can do it, but I actually think we can do it.
Right.
Because when you actually put out there what you're doing, and people can relate to you, to know that they're not alone. Because again, you've heard this from multiple speakers. There's not a new thing here. But I always I'll be honest, my mom and my stepdad called me after I went and I did a little pattern disruption, right? Because I needed to get myself out of this little bit of a victim thing with me, and I was like, my shoulder hurts, I'm of course, and you have gained weight because of all the stuff. And, and I got so much positive feedback. I actually worried my parents. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It was just
sorry, folks.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm really okay. But that was me admitting out loud to a very trusted group of people, because the network and people I hang out with are second to none. I can't even tell you how blessed. And that's because of the journey, though. Oh my goodness, yeah. The journey. Look at these folks. I can't even, and it started here too with Jeff. Like I said, in the co-op, and when I was going through some stuff, they had me to their home, and it just, it's just been absolutely, like I said, incredible. And like I said, Dr. James, actually Michael Butler, who's in that one picture, is actually publishing my book, and Thane and Cynthia are just one of the dearest people, and I could call on any of those people at any time and they would have my back. But when you're honest with people and you show the true journey, because that's what's going, that's really what it is. Because there's certain things, I made a lot of mistakes, and could I take some of them back? Like, I don't know if I would, so I wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't have met the people within that, you know, kind of tripping into the future kind of thing, and you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So.
Right. Well, it's just like how we met, and I mean, now I wear a lot of pink. I do wear black every once in a while, but you guys did let me know. Okay, you're talking about a cancer message, and you got up and you're wearing black. I mean, where's the disconnect in that? And you guys were. It was a safe enough environment, and it was this core group that we pretty much have all stayed together since then, and. I am so grateful for it. And so now to be coming to Chicago, to your area, which you've been like, okay, Tamara, you got to come to Chicago. When are you coming to Chicago? I know. I mean, I remember we were sitting at that one place and you're like, okay, so you're going to come and stay. When you come and stay, now this is, you know, it's like, okay, I know I'm coming. I just don't know yet.
It'll happen. Like I said,
right. And
itself.
And I'm so excited that I am finally coming back there, and that I get to spend the day with you. What a big, huge day on August the 30th, and we are you. In fact, total disclosure, you guys, when I was picked for the team Todd, and then we picked our nonprofit, you were the first person that I contacted. And I'm like, okay, can you tell me, can you tell me about the Fusion Project? Can you talk to me about someone by the name of Michele? And you're like, oh, tell me what you said.
She goes beyond words. Michele is probably one of the most genuinely giving, caring, one of my favorite human beings on the planet. Because like I said, at first when you asked me, I'm like, why, what'd you hear? I was about to get
I know. And I think you actually did ask me why. And then I had to, explain, well, it's because of this. And you knew about the next impactor, of course. And I mean, that's your backyard. And so that's when you gave me so much confidence, and you started talking about the program and what you know of it, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, these after school programs and what she does for these girls saves lives, changes lives. It completely changes the trajectory of what could be. I'm going to get weird about it. I'm going to be in tears of it. I mean, when she talks about just the individuals that she has helped, and it doesn't take, it's $10, right, to get one girl into a program.
Yeah.
I mean, $10. I mean, you go buy 2 cups of coffee with a little macchiato or whatever in it, and that's it. And you could change a girl's life, save her. I mean, I just, and she's put her heart and soul into this. In fact, I had originally had talked to her about, like City Gala and things like that, like a lot of different places that help nonprofits, because I believe so much, not only in her as a person, but everything that she's done, her whole spirit and soul is into that. So that's why I'm really excited to try to help to raise money for this cause. I'm really excited about it.
And thank you. And it and I have to say that it really warms my soul to be able to call upon friends that that know the projects that are near and dear to me, because you also had, when we met and you found out what I was doing with Chemo Buddies, you were so supportive of me, and you have been. You've been there. How is it going, Tamara? You just check in, and every time you see me, it's like, okay, so let's talk. How's it going? You don't just let me say, oh, it's okay. Nope. You look at me in the eyes and you're like, oh, sit down here. We're going to have a talk, right? And have you not done that a few times?
Yeah.
Right?
That's all from love. That's all from love.
Yeah, right. Because you have a sense about you, and it's like, okay, so what's really going on? All right, where
Yeah.
is it at? What, what do we need to do to turn this around? Because that's what you are trained to do. This is why you're so genius at what you are doing, because you can pick it up. You have this sense like, okay, so I'm feeling something, Tamara. What is this? What am I feeling? And you always have that ability. And then I'll never forget this. Then you pull the friends in. Okay, well, I think you need to then do this or that, and it's like, okay, now are we good? Are we good? Are we good and golden? Now let's go on and let's go on to that next step. And that's why when I found out that this nonprofit was in your neck of the woods,
Yeah.
and then when you told me everything you said, I was like, okay, I am all in, all in, 100%. And now we have Amy Morrison that's been doing the 30-day morning shows, which tomorrow morning is number 30. Can you believe
Oh,
that?
wow. My goodness. Okay.
I know.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's get to it, because you did say that, I mean, this is your Service Hero show. However, you said that you wanted to share the time
Oh,
because
gosh, yes.
you believe in this so much that I'm actually going to let you talk a little bit. I'm going to get this image up because we are doing, don't you think it's kind of fun to do a donation raffle?
I think it's a lot of fun, and it gives you something to talk about. And it also brings more people in, that can have a vested interest. Because as an example, what Tamara's holding up is so Craig Shaw is, again, and I have a lot of favorite human beings.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Again, you create that environment, though, right? So that's what I want folks to realize, that you create your tribe. And this watch is in the baskets that the celebrities get at the Oscars, the Grammys, at all these big events that we're at, the Secret Knocks and the City Galas, just all these different things. He's there donating because he has a heart of gold and a gold watch. Look at that. That's really gold watch. But I mean, all different.
This one's the blush pink one.
There we go. And beautiful, stone. It's one of those very classic timepieces. And just like him, he's a classic, wonderful man. And, again, like we said earlier, the Fusion Project, $10 gets these girls into an after-school program. If you donate just $5, this wonderful gentleman is going to actually match it.
Right.
Plus, he donated this beautiful watch to be part of the raffle.
Right.
So,
right.
And like I said, we're both ambassadors for his, for what he does. I almost claim that I'm an ambassador for him. The watch.
Right. I agree 100%, because this is a man that, that he has a nonprofit in his home country, and the whole reason for that, and that's why he's so behind the Fusion Project. When I called him and I said, I need to talk to you about this, and then he was like, how can I help? How can I help? Let's just do this. And because his whole thing is that he's helping to stop sex trafficking of these kids by helping to basically feed families so that they'll send their kids to school rather than putting them out to work because they're hungry. And he figured out how to do it. And I said, well, you know what, Craig, it's different here in the United States. You know that. And because this is Craig Shaw of Craig Shelley, Beverly Hills Fine Jewelry and Watch Company.
Right.
And he was saying, and so I told him what she's doing. And he was so excited to support. So
yeah, I mean, when him and I were having a conversation last week, we were talking about it. And I mean, and not only does he do that, but he also supports veterans.
Yes.
So I mean, and again, because I'm, like I said, I'm one of his ambassadors, and one of my, I support scholarships for women over 25, right? It's called Blessings. And what we do is, you know, for anyone that was stopped short in life, remember all that weight that's holding you down? We try to get you back through education. So, and that could be a trade school. It doesn't have to be college, because as we know in our group, right, it doesn't always have to be college. It just has to be some kind of program that is going to get you out of the situation that you're in, and we support that. So, you know, so having folks around, and like I said, as nonprofit supporters, you know, we try to do everything we can for each other, because all of it in the circle of it is matters. And I just love being a part of everyone's kind heart. It's fantastic.
And something you mentioned right now, it really all does piggyback off of each other. And that is that your organization, you know, the fact that you're helping them that are older now, and the fact that right now with what Michele is doing for the girls that are 12 to 14, that middle school age, junior high school, and helping them to gain self-esteem, gain that self-confidence, and learn not to be trafficked, and learn not to be bullied or to become a bullier, and to be able to know that they can have a future. If we can start there, then in years to come, we may not need some of the programs like your program or the program that I even have for Chemo Buddies for Life. Because if we can help people be healthier at a cellular level even, you know, it comes from inside and then goes out. And so that is one of the reasons also that once the next impactor has been chosen, and quote unquote, I go back to being full-time Chemo Buddies for Life, I have let Michele know, I have let Amy know, I have let others know that we will continue, I will continue to support this amazing nonprofit. So we need everybody here. We need a hero. And we're not going to stop believing. I've been putting these images out there because,
oh my God, all my 80s music references are coming at me like full force right now.
and I think you got to be loving this, because this is like, you know, there you go. You can hear it in your head, right?
Oh, my goodness.
We have so many cool prizes, and I'm going to go live later even today, and I'm going to go through each one and say thank you to everybody. But you, before we went live, you said you have a new offering for the raffle.
I do. And actually, I'm going to even up it a little bit more than I originally told you. So what we're going to do is, like, I used to, well, I still kind of do. I was an oils rep. So, you know, we talked about, you know, cellular level and health and wellness. So I'm going to put together a Chicago themed wellness basket with different oils and things to help you kind of maintain your Zen, and also to, you know, there's a lot of things you can correct through homeopath type of things.
Right.
But that being said, you know, what I do is I help people build their stories. I help them release weight. So I am going to also give 2 free hour coaching sessions on top of that. Because if we can get you, kind of like I said, a little healthy on the outside and get you thinking a little bit differently on how you treat symptoms. But if I can help you treat the mindset and get you on a path, no matter what that is, or if you just need someone to listen, I'm going to include 2 free sessions with that. And in addition, if you've got some crazy projects that are stressing you out, this will be something different. It'll be a different raffle prize. But I'm going to offer my close friend owns Cal's Handyman Services, and he is going to donate $250 worth of his time to help clean up your honey to-do list. So it has to be in Chicago for that one. So just wanted to let you know, he's probably not going to get on a plane to fix your faucet.
Okay, but what we can do is for the Chicagoans, we can put you into another little mini raffle. So let's do this. Let's do this, guys. In fact, Amy, if you don't mind putting the link in for everybody into the comments, let's donate, because we have so many wonderful prizes. And if you donate $40 or more then you get to go into the closed group event that we are having tomorrow and be a part of it live. And then you can revisit it as many times as you want. And we right now are getting the last of everybody's schedule worked out, but it seems that we have one of the original band members from Earth, Wind, and Fire that is going to be stopping by. We've got comments from many others. We've got performances that are going to be taking place, and in between the performances, they're going to take comments. And so it'll be like a VIP setting. You want to be in this. And so that is $40, and you get tickets. You get 6 tickets for the raffle, plus you get to be a part of the closed group.
Right.
That's, I believe, a great value. You never know. 6 tickets. We got a lot of really cool stuff being offered, and you guys are going to start being able to see everything here very, very shortly.
Well, and then can I throw, because we had talked a little bit about something else I have going on, which again, this is a Chicago thing, so I apologize for all my internet, my national folks, but I am going to be starting a new. There's a new group that we're going to be doing. That's going to. We have an event on September 19th, so it is a date. But we have Dr. James Dentley, who is an amazing motivator. Multi-millionaire. That's him. There you go. Businessman. And I believe Michael Butler is going to be there also. Jeff Klubeck is going to be there. And really what it is for folks that have ever heard of the Secret Knock, kind of the coolest event you can be at, but you got to, be invited. Well, we're trying to bring that more local because we're trying to build a collaborative where, we've got authors and I've got musicians. We've got all these different folks that are trying to either build their business, but whatever it is that they're trying to launch. And we're trying to do that through collaboration. And to give you a little sneak peek, it's a very different format than you're used to. And what I want to do is I will offer someone 4 free tickets for that evening if they would like to come.
Okay. So who is going to right now put some donation dollars into the GoFundMe, group? All the funds are going straight to the Fusion Project. However, the reason that I have that it's benefiting Chemo Buddies for Life, total disclosure, is that Tamara Hunter and Chemo Buddies for Life is running for the next Impactor, of which, yes, Michelle is going to be joining me with some of my other friends at this event at the mansion. I hear that the Stan Mansion is absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to see it. And there's going to be a big red carpet, black tie event in the evening, of which the next Impactor will be crowned. And of course, the reason that we are raising funds for the nonprofit, the Fusion Project, is because I have a nonprofit, Chemo Buddies for Life, and that is the platform that I am running on. And so as I say for the fundraiser raffle, that it's benefiting both, well, because when Tamara Hunter wins, Chemo Buddies for
Life wins.
And the Fusion Project already has one because we did our job in helping to raise funds. And this is a valuable program. You know it. I know it, especially in studying it over the last 30 to 29 days. And what worries me, Michelle, is that right now our dear executive director and founder, Michelle, the other Michelle, she's brought 3 new schools on, and she is still not fully funded for the school year. And so the cold hard facts are that I asked her how many girls is she scheduled to have in right now, and she said at least 200. At least.
Oh, wow.
Most likely more. And at $10 a girl, that's $2,000 a week. And she's had to self-fund for part of the over the year.
Yeah, she is.
And now that's serious money. Serious money. And we put on the GoFundMe that we currently have that we're running, we put 10,000. However, to help her be fully funded, if there is a company that's out there that this would be a good cause for you, this is a 501c3 tax. You know, the IRS has said
Right.
yes, they fall under the tax code. They are a nonprofit.
Yep.
And cause marketing is such an important thing. Someone must have a company that it would make sense for you to take on the Fusion Project. And wouldn't it be amazing to hand her a check for the amount that she's shy, and she's actually shy $50,000.
Yeah.
So if we could have, I would love to have 10,000. I'd love to have 20, 30, 40, 50. But you don't put it out there, it's not going to happen. So wouldn't that be cool?
When it happens, and I say when, because that the universe is listening, that it would be amazing. Again, she's changing people's lives, and we talked about too about, you know, to take some stress off of her, because this is so near, and it's her life project, her purpose, her everything, besides her family and all that. But don't get me wrong, but if we could take that stress off of her, so she could just take care of these girls,
right,
and not have to worry about that back end of it, because it's taken care of. Imagine even how much more beneficial and impactful that'll be.
Right, exactly. And I need to recognize Amy Morrison again, because Amy had a meeting, I think it was yesterday or today, with a grant writer that looks like they want to write grants for the Fusion Project. So that is something through Team Tamara and Amy Morrison, who is going to stay with the Fusion Project. You mentioned Megan and Venyo, who with I Am Enough, she's going to stay with the Fusion Project also. So many of our friends through Team Tamara have said yes. And Rosie Ayala, the Love is Kind movement, she is growing into. So we have some really powerhouse, very heart-centered women that have strong messages and see the value of the Fusion Project.
Yes.
So if we can, we've got the long-term solution now being played, and that is so that it can continue. So for the right company or group of philanthropic sponsors, please consider getting a hold of us. This is a Chicagoland nonprofit that we would love to be able to have the check handed to her on the red carpet at the event. However, the kicker here is that we really need this to be committed and all of it in place before Friday at midnight Central Time. So
no time like the present.
It can happen. It can happen because, you know, it makes perfect logical sense for the right company that doesn't have a mission. And if you are headquartered in Chicago, this is your hometown nonprofit.
Yep.
Let's make it happen. And if you have daughters or granddaughters, or you know a girl, you have a neighbor or a niece or anybody, you do not want them to be taken because they didn't know the signs. You don't want them to be bullied and beaten up because they allowed it to happen, because possibly it's happened to people that they know. This is a program that is actually verified, changing lives.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my heart's so full right now. So, it'll be even fuller if you guys buy raffle tickets and donate and just support all these, like I said, amazing folks. And if you don't have the funds or whatnot, that's okay. Change someone else's life. Listen, have your eyes open, pick your head up off your phone for a second and take a look around, because I was going to ask you, because you were so kind, but sometimes I feel intrusive, because if I'm on Facebook and I can read into sometimes people's posts. And then I will send a note, or I will say what's going on. So I'm not just scrolling, I'm paying attention, or I'm trying to pay attention, or at least, you know, because there was actually a gentleman, I want to say yesterday, who I know very well, who put something out there that I'm like, whoa, what is going on? And I think he just needed to get it out there. But then he followed up, and then he started putting videos out, I think explaining and working through it. But just the folks who took a minute to go, wait a minute, there's something seriously bothering him.
Right.
And I think it changed kind of how he looked at it, gave him a moment to vent, and then reconsidered all the blessings and how he's going to work through kind of what's going on. So never underestimate sometimes a post or just asking the question, because sometimes folks just are in a, you're like, no, I'm fine. But you know, rather ask than find out there was really something serious, and if you could have just intervened or said something to change whatever thought pattern that was, it's so super worth it.
Absolutely. And the thing that I just really want to encourage people to really dive deep inside of your souls right now. Because if you've ever had a moment like Michele was just talking about that this gentleman had, if you've ever had crises of faith in your own life and you were an adult, you might have had some tools to be able to work with it.
Yeah.
We're talking about girls that are aged between average 12 to 14 years old. Many of them don't have those tools. Many of them are not even existent in their home.
Right.
Many of them may not even have a positive influence that they can really point to or go to. And here is an after-school program that has been designed to, and it's copyrighted, it's been vetted, it's been approved by school districts. It was helped designed by college professors and people that know these things. So it's not by accident, and they keep it uniform throughout all of the different locations. It is making a difference. And if you ever can remember your junior high years, those awkward years, and did you have to face possibly being ripped away from your house to be sold into slavery?
Right.
Those were history lessons that we heard about from awful time long ago.
Yeah.
But it's not something that we were threatened with, right? This is something that our girls and our boys, and Michele is saying that she has a program that she will be launching in the next 5 years for the boys. She's not forgetting them, but she can only do so much at a time. And let's make it happen now. We can do it. We can do it. There's someone out there that's looking. Amy tells a story of a company, I won't go into all of it, but a company that was looking for a cause.
Right.
And had money set aside for that cause, just didn't know where the cause was.
Right.
We know that there's a company out there that has money for a cause.
Right.
And I have no doubt, I feel it in my bones, there's a company that has money for a cause that is that amount and is saying, where's my cause?
Right.
Let's put these together and let's do it today so that we then have a bonus in that those people that have heard you have cancer, both the patient and those people that love and support them, they don't have to face it alone, and we can take that program global. It's a pretty win-win-win-win-win, right?
It is, and I will tell you, I just lost one of my dearest friends to breast cancer, and the people she met along that journey is what made it livable and got her through it, and because she was always someone with a smile. So when you have, you know, and cancer is one of the big ones, right? But again, I still stress, because that's the Fusion Project, that's Blessings, that's, you know, all of these different things. Honestly, it's about this connection. I say it's called be cause, right? You got to be there. You got to be present and really help all these different causes, because when one gets solved, another one is bumped up. So let's do it because it's the right thing to do.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Thank you, Amy Morrison. Amy, do you mind putting our HTTPS? I'll do it right now. I'll put it right here so that people can go there now, please. We really are looking at to raise the funds and the awareness now, and I am so grateful for you coming on with me today, Michele,
My
and
honor.
and being so generous of spirit to help share this message with me, because this is really about you being a service hero. But there's really no greater example of being a service hero to me right now than what you're doing, because you are being unselfish in sharing this amazing cause and being able to validate it, because you know the program, you know the person that came up with it, and you have seen it and witnessed it over a period of time. And there's no greater way of being able to validate something that's so important than actually having someone that says, yeah, it's real.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, when you first asked me about Michele Jenks, and it, like I said, at first I was like, why are you asking? Because
you actually asked me that question, like, Tamara, what is this about? What have you heard? Well, that's exactly what you said too.
It was.
Why are you asking? What did you hear?
Yeah, because I know that. I mean, again, that was, and then I felt that I'm like, it wasn't at you, but I just wanted to make sure, like, is somebody saying something, you know? Because and then when we actually got, you know, chatting about what it was, and I was like, oh, there is no doubt in my mind. I'm like, absolutely, that is a partner you could be proud of, and that it just, and it makes sense. All of it just makes sense, and she's just a beautiful soul. So, yay, my pleasure, anytime.
So thank you so very much. We're going to put together an image with some kind of an image, and tomorrow sometime, with what that package is going to be that Michele is offering. And I appreciate that so very much. And then your hours worth of time. I mean, isn't she amazing? And I can tell you, because I've had that kind of an hour with her, and it was that same event where I was wearing black at the 5x5 in the evening, my very first time with a microphone. And anybody that knows me knows that, wow, that was in the beginning. Wow, that was really in the beginning. And you spent time with me when I really needed it. And it really helped me in so many different ways. And you know how it did. You've seen it. You've seen how it did.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I am. Like, and I told you that when we were not, you know, at the Wishman thing and whatnot. The person who I talked to afterwards at dinner, right, where we sat quite a long time, really digging into not only just your cause, but how you were going to do that, and just on a personal level, things you were, and that's the thing. Like, people like look at business, or they look at their charity work, or they're not one, they're one and the same. So when you can get all of those things jiving, and if I can be that one person to lend an ear and help, even just because you already knew, but you first time with the mic, if I hadn't known that, I wouldn't have known. Honestly.
Well, it was the first time with a cordless mic. I have been doing mics my whole life, but you know, but you know, the first one with the cordless mic and the cord, because I did it a while ago, guys, and then the cordless, pointer and all the different things you do that are, you know, it's like, okay, I know how to do it, you know, with a corded one, but and so it was such a great life-changing time for me, and it really helped to point me in the direction that I'm in right now. And so the fact that you're doing that, I just want to say thank you.
Oh, it's like I said, it's my pleasure, and you're changing the world, sweetheart. And to see, and honestly, for me, to see you smile and to see you radiate joy and spreading and helping others, because it wasn't always like that, right? You know,
I had a few things. I mean, we all have a few things that you need to work on, and I had been recovering from cancer, and I had a cause and a movement that was basically given to me to work with, and I was trying to figure out how am I going to make this happen, because there were some major changes taking place at that moment in time, a lot of changes, and you just helped me to kind of put it into a place where it was like, okay,
you got this.
Yeah.
And you're soaring. And no matter what, and I'm going to put this, no matter what happens, again, it's a contest. No matter what happens, and I'm putting it out there, we're going to raise all this money and it's going to be good. But no matter the next day, you've changed people's lives. No matter what the outcome is, you are an angel to so many people, Michele, an angel to so many people. And, I thank everyone, for all their messages and all these different charities that are being supported through this. This is the part I love about what's happening. So be proud of everything you've done and just continue being you.
Well, thank you, Michele. I appreciate you so very much.
I appreciate you more than you know, honey.
Well, it's vice versa, and you know that. So thank you so very much for your support. Thank you for coming and being there with me on August the 30th. I cannot wait to give you a big, huge hug again and share the day with you. I'm just so excited. So
it's going to be fun.
It's going to be amazing. And everybody that's watching the show right now, know that I'm going to be going over to Christopher Kaysen's show next in just a few moments. So come with us. And Christopher, of course, he's Autism to Artism, and he's one of the top 25, an amazing young soul. And he reminds me of of a few of my kids, actually. And so I just absolutely love him. I've made that very clear and very public. And so as we close, is there anything else that you would like to leave? Any kind of words of wisdom, any kind of nuggets that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I think the biggest nugget, and again, this is coming from the fact that, it's been a little bit of a rough year for me too, right? It's just some very significant, like I said, losses, some health things and just and whatnot, is always just know sometimes you have to do a pattern disruption. If you find yourself spiraling or where you can't get yourself out of it, I call it the flipper flop syndrome, where you can't stop watching HGTV and it's like half hour because you're stuck, but you got to see how the show ended, right? Did they get the house or not? And I'm going to tell you the ending. They do, and it's beautiful. Turn off the TV.
Right.
Go take a walk, meditate, or if you have to take a few days sometimes to just get, whether it's writing, whether it's just being with you in music, whatever makes you happy, do not ask permission to do it, just do it. Because I'll tell you, I did it, and it really helped me get myself back in, recenter myself so that I'm in a place where I need to be, and that's serving others.
I love it. And you're right, Patrick. In 3 months from now, keep working. And that I actually did say, we had a post that a question that was asked within our community, the Next Impact community, and it was, okay, so after this, what's next? And I'm like, after this, the same thing. It's like, what will I be changing? That you've seen me for the last few years, and nothing will end up being changed. However, there's been an addition, and that is amazing people that I have met and skills that we have all learned, and we've learned them together. And you can't get much better than that. And I love it, and so I love you. And everybody that showed up today, thank you so very much.
Yeah, thanks for hanging around, everybody. Appreciate you.
Yes, so let's close this in the regular, in the shebang that we do at Service Heroes. So as we close, day number 307. 307, can you believe that? 307. Awesome. I don't even think I had the show. I didn't have the show when we did this way back in the day. No. No. It's all been so. As we close, day number 307 of 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. Michele Malo. You are a service hero extraordinaire. Your energy, your enthusiasm for life, and the fact that you're willing to go out there and share your story of how you've gotten here. And you constantly are willing to be so open about what it is that is going, because you realize that others are gaining strength from
Yes.
you being so real. I love the fact that you are so into your teams, that you're into your friends, and you're into helping, let's just say it, impact others' lives. You are, in many ways, what I would say is not only just a service hero, you are a true impactor.
Oh, thank you for that.
You're so welcome. I appreciate you so much. You have seriously helped me in my life, and you know it, and I love you for it. I will love you forever. You are amazing.
Thank you. Always here, and I can't wait for your audience and your tribe. Like I said, we're always here to listen.
That's right.
Always here to listen. So good luck. Look for the raffle tickets.
Yes, buy, and buy more.
And
okay, and win. Okay.
Bye.
See you guys later. Go over to Christopher's show now. Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.